you're like already blaming your drafter. What did we do? How did you give this guy Naga? Like, we already lost. I'm telling you, his Naga is insanely good. It's so hard to play against. He controls the map. He controls the item timings. The team fighting is really good. Monkey just doesn't do a lot of that. So it's a weird position for them, and a hero that I'm always doubtful of. It can be good here. We saw glimmers of what it can do in that last game. It fits well with the Phoenix, the Mars. You have some more AoE control to lock people in this Wukong. But that Weaver pick was, I think that was the best they had in the pool available, and it is a tough hero for Monkey to deal with. Really tough hero.
One more thing on the Monkey King. I looked even further back. About half of those matches and a lot of those wins were from Face It League. You know, like literally 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
Those are counted on his professional career. So his actual official matches as a team with EG/Shopify, it is a very small pool to pull from, and it is not a whole lot of wins.
Just tough hero for them historically. See if they can make up for it here. Maybe they're due. You know, they're due for a win.
Yeah, could be.
The battle begins.
Start off here on Bounty Runes. The Liqueur thought about trying to snatch one away with the disruption, but no.
In strength
Good try.
is victory.
I think a lot of this game is
2-2 split.
It's going to come down to the execution, though. Like, can you execute better than you did in that game one? Like, draft is one thing, but you just have to play well. You have to find the little openings. You know, find the first blood, get the extra pull, find the wisdom rune. All of those little things in that game one just didn't go Shopify's way. You got to remember, they lost those 7-minute wisdom runes. They gave away first blood. They didn't make the first rotation. Those things add up. And this is another game where you can't feed those little things away to these two side lanes that really want the tempo on you. You give Enigma another good game versus this Monkey, which you don't want to have happen. If you give the Weaver especially a head start, Crystal Maiden pumps extra mana into all these heroes, and they're going to take advantage of it in a huge way. So execution, the name of the game here for Shopify Rebellion if they want to get something out of this series.
Yopaj missing a last hit with Swashbuckle. A little unfortunate there. So the mid matchup of Pangolier versus Dragonite. Consider those heroes just both farm it away. Probably the big matchup, just for your own mind's sake. Shopify's top lane, the Monkey King against the Enigma once again. That needs to go a lot better than it did in game one. And we'll see whether or not the Phoenix is something to make the difference here. Saberlight Spear back on the Weaver to prevent himself from dying. Hit the Blood Grenade. The Liqueur, if he gets one more hit in, it is going to be enough. First Blood goes to Shopify.
There's that execution you want to see. Get these little extra pickoffs. Give yourself some mental momentum here. You know, you don't have to like crush these lanes. You just have to feel like you're playing them.
Yeah.
So far, solid start for Shopify. So GPK he's working mid-man. The region, like, he's already in a spot where he's going to have a large regen disparity, and this is what you want versus the Pangolier. A hero that can sit here, consistently regen up, trade the water runes out, and just put the Pango in a position where he's not winning the mana trade over the long run. DK's a hero that can do that. We'll see if BetBoom can use the DK better than Shopify did, because that tier 1 mid stood for basically the whole game against that Dragon Knight. That's a big problem. Another spear.
Another spear back, and Nightfall's dead again. So the off lane doing really, really well for Shopify. Saberlight on one of his signature heroes in the Mars, putting in some work against this Weaver.
The little lane, I think, should be going fine for BetBoom. These Crystal Maiden lanes have just not been working out. Something about it is causing these players problems. They're just getting all in. This is a hero you can abuse in that regard. Like, Crystal Maiden's not that good when these trades happen from 100 to 0. She's good at chipping heroes down over time and setting up the kill, abusing an HP advantage, but if you have these just kill lanes against her, generally how she suffers. I go back to like the classic, you know, Skywrath Axe lane that was a staple for some time.
Yeah.
That type of lane just owns this hero because she has the lowest HP pool of any starting hero. Her spells aren't that good at a defensive capability, so you just all in somebody He just stands there and watches. I guess Mars Shadow Demon is enough to get the job done. Nightfall going to try and strike back.
Theodore, he does have a healing Lotus, but can't get the bug off of him. So Toronto Tokyo finally able to punch back against this lane, though Nightfall did lose a lot for that. Again, he had to walk back out to lane, and Shopify also cut the wave, so they made sure that that Nightfall missed as many creeps as possible during that walk back to lane.
Lane's going way better for Shopify here. No bad kills given up. Monkey King is free farming. Mars lane has gone really well. They're getting a couple extra Eidolon kills up here.
Yeah, one or two.
Threatening them. I mean,
Certainly
Phoenix
not
is
trying to
also
hunt down the Eidolons as much as they did in game one, which they overextended in their zealousness to do so.
That picks up a second one. I mean, Phoenix is nice in this matchup too. The attack speed slow on the Eidolons is no joke. Really helps you man up in these exchanges. And it's strong versus the Tiny too. It's just a great Phoenix lane.
Good Supernova against the Black Hole. The Sunray is going to be really strong against the Dragonite. Yeah, it was a great Phoenix pick. It just, I think the biggest question with this hero is always like, how do you do in lane? And they buffed that by lowering the cooldown of Fire Spirits by quite a bit. Another kill on Toronto Tokyo, and Nightfall is going to be chased away, taking some extra damage here as well. They're going to wait for him to come back in. They got him on the spear. Can they get him on enough poison stacks? If he hits one more, maybe? Oh, yeah, he tried to pop it. It wasn't enough damage. He needed to land another Shadow Poison. Got him, though. And doesn't need the buildup of stacks. So they get both the kills here in this bottom lane. And Theodore is now set up to try and secure Power Rune for Yopaj.
Theodore having a hell of a game now. He is where Toronto Tokyo was last time. Super high net worth, super high level, just beating off this lane. And now because he's having such a good game, he can help play through Yopaj a bit, alleviate the Dragonite pressure, and win that rune. And that's a good rune to win.
Oh, Arteezy jumps forward for some Eidolons. Fire Spirit to right helps out a lot. Gets the attack speed slow so they can't turn around and hit Arteezy when he jumps in like that.
Nero, he's felt a lot more pressure on this lane, so he's going the Helm build over that Vlad's, which isn't as aggressive, takes a bit longer to build up. He is nice with the Helm of the Dominator here, but it's just a different style. It's not going to be as good for his other two cores as that Vlad's.
Spear goes out. Oh, he cut down the tree. Toronto Tokyo does not get pinned there. On the topic of the Helm of Dom, that was one of the biggest changes in the last letter patch, was that Helm of Dominator now gives you the bounty for the creep that you convert. I expected that to have a larger impact than what we've seen so far. Hasn't really seen that many Helmet Dominators, but do you think that do you think it was a sizable upgrade like I thought it was?
I mean, it is, but this item is just very expensive. And generally, the Helmet Dominator was an item that the faster you get it, the better it is. So the fact that it's so expensive now is just kind of sucks. Arteezy getting traded on here.
Yeah, he is almost dead, but Saberlight will come into the rescue with the arena, blocks out the Eidolon shots, and will eventually bring down the Enigma.
Look at the level difference there. That's a level 6 Mars killing a level 4 Enigma.
Yep.
That tells you how well these side lanes went for Shopify Rebellion right here. More XP into the tank as Arteezy gets healed up.
They're setting up for the Mars, though. Oh, never mind. Saberlight correctly makes the read not to go through that gate right now. Otherwise, he gets the scan. Toronto Tokyo's just sitting there waiting for him. And the Weaver would join him not long after. Miro, is he going to die a second time here? Yopaj closes in on him with the shield crash. Holding off on using the Rolling Thunder. Another swashbuckle will finish him up. Gets up to the high ground with it, too. Smooth moves from Yopaj.
Yeah, that was fancy right there. And the Wisdom Runes got split. Yes. So we'll collect the Phoenix here, but overall, a lot of XP going into these Shopify supports compared to the side of BetBoom. A lot of extra kills on lane. Good Wisdom Rune trades. The Olacore still having a really strong game here. Tied with this Enigma out of the laning phase. That's a good place for Shadow Demon to be. This is a really powerful support. And he's got the stacks going on the triangle right now for Shopify. So that's going to accelerate somebody. Probably Yopaj here. You can get that diffusal up through stacks. You're going to be really farmed on this Pangolier.
Oh, Yopaj, Dragon Tail, and they've got him. And so it took a little bit. And they slowly set up on Yopaj while he's farming that hard camp. But they do manage to kill him, all thanks to that high ground ward that was set up.
GPK. Finding the opening, big kill, because now it's going to open up the tower pressure. Going to force a response here out of Shopify.
The Olacore comes out, tries to go for the disruption, caught by the frostbite. Disruption into spear back available though. GPK Avalanche trying to cover him to make sure Saberlight can't get the spear back to the tower, so he has to use the arena. Goes for the Crystal Maiden for now, and the Shadow Poison racks up, bringing down GPK, and now they'll use that Rolling Thunder to chase down Save, who tries to hide in the trees, but of course, nowhere is safe from Yopaj's Rolling Thunder.
3-0 there as Yopaj comes in and makes up for what happened.
And Miro's
look at
dead
that
as well, so add a 4th kill to the board.
And this is what they wanted out of that Monkey Enigma matchup.
Yep.
Solid lane, keep him low level, and then get that punish later on. This is going to be a way faster game for Shopify than that game 1. This lineup's going to look a lot different because of it. Work to do for BetBoom here if they want to catch up in this game.
And I think the most disappointing part for BetBoom is how bad a game Nightfall has had here, because he's supposed to be the answer to the Monkey King, and Saberlight has made his life hell, killed him a couple times, forced out a time lapse just now, so perhaps an opportunity to go for the kill in the next minute.
He's recovered a bit, but yeah, his early game, 3 deaths. 3 deaths on Weaver's a lot in a game, let alone the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
This is not a hero that wants to die. I mean, there's some games where like you joke, but we always used to say Weaver's a 15 and 1 carry. You know, if he's 15 and 0, you win the game. If he's 15 and 1, you lose.
Yeah.
This hero's just, he's like that. He's a bit more stable nowadays with the talents and the shard, but still, it's a rough start for Nightfall. It's gonna be a race to the maelstroms here from both carries. But damn, is Miro just... He's screwed, man. What is he supposed to do? He's level 5.5, doesn't even have his helm yet, flying out. His supports are both a higher level.
Yeah. They went for the kill there with just the 2 supports. If they had got Demonic Purge on him or Disruption, it would have been very dead. Enigma. Saberlight, they tried to go on him in the bottom lane, but he just kites him backwards. And he is cruising to his Blink Dagger pretty quickly here.
Continuing to defend the objectives while you assault BetBooms on the other side of the map. Catapult's still up top, getting a lot more tower damage. Going to force a teleport out of save that he will cancel. Miro finally finishes his Helm of the Dominator, but his tower is gone. Settle for a deny.
Dire are scanning.
And Diffusal done for Yopaj. So big power item for Shopify is online. He has an amp damage rune to go with it. He is incredibly scary on the map right now. This is where Pango shines. You get this Diffu, you get a power rune, you're just God. God incarnate. He is gonna run BetBoom over here if they can get the connection.
Spot the 2 supports. They're not going to get a core kill with this. And I think they'd like both supports, but the supports back up, connect with GPK to go for a 3-man smoke move to Arteezy, but I think they have the read on this one from Shopify. We'll see.
I mean, they're hoping that even if the smoke doesn't work, that they kick Arteezy out of here, and then Miro can just push the lane in with the Dom and look at a tower out of this move. Which is probably what's going to happen. But you're going to end up trading towers. Arteezy just makes the move bottom. Look at the last hit here. Nice little pickup for him. And Then you have to swing that smoke back into mid. Those towers low mid, so all these towers are just dying right now.
That is going to be his Maelstrom. Maelstrom also being done for the Weaver.
Yes, the end sequence is good for BetBoom because they got this tier 1 top for the Enigma. He catches up a lot here in the golden and XP. They effectively got that tier 1 mid. Just a poke play, or is it?
Yeah, I mean, maybe if Saberlight hit his blink in, it would have been a lot better for them. Yopaj is going to cover their ground, though. So fortunately, they won't get punished too much for Shopify's sake. And actually, they're still going for it. Just the strength of the Pango right now, they know that BetBoom really can't fight back, so.
Want more off this. Looking top. Clear out some farms. Saberlight goes mid. Not the fight they wanted out of that double damage Pango, though. They never really got it. Now Yopaj is the one getting chased here, but he's a Pangolier, so you can't do anything about it. Have to maximize his time on Yopaj right now. Pango does not scale as hard as he used to. He can fall off in that mid game. He loses a fight or two. So you want to accelerate him, get him to his Ags here, and then just run this map over. And the stacks from Theolacor are here to make that happen. Yopaj is big. He's about to get bigger.
Yeah, those are some stacks, boy. Goddamn. Theolacor, he'll get Blink Dagger off of this. And Yopaj halfway through his Ags.
It's crazy how much this hero can farm. It'll be another 3-man smoke move from BetBoom, but they're late to the party, man. The stacks are gone. The damage is done. Maybe you still find a core here.
You run into Saberlight, who is a little bit low, but part of that smoke breaks, and a good defensive lane ward will give some hint of what's going on here. Purge, disruption on save. They just TP out on Toronto Tokyo. They know save's been caught. This smoke gank is over.
Can't find anything. Another smoke move. Doesn't yield much outside of that tower mid, which Miro cleans up with some summons.
Nice regen for Yopaj.
I mean, Shopify done a decent job bouncing back from that game 1. Really stabilized here. Had a much better early game in terms of the execution. Yopaj in a pretty good spot.
Okay, straight up black hole. Artee's taking a lot of damage. Finally, the disruption comes in. Supernova on the side, but they're not well positioned to protect Arteezy, who's going to get run down by Nightfall. He can't stop this, can't hop to the trees. The Supernova goes off, but now that threat is gone. It's a different threat. Rolling Thunder comes in, works 2 of these heroes. Theolacor on a bit of HP. The Eidolons! He survives because of Seeds of Serenity.
That's a rough fight though, man. Like, you just gave up your monkey for nothing. There was no mana on Arteezy to turn that around. Just couldn't cast anything. Over aggression not paying off here as Miro finds a small window, takes advantage of it. That's a lot of comeback gold. We're seeing Nightfall slowly recover in this game.
That Weaver, it's a scary scaling hero right now. You can see Arteezy just jumped the gun. His supports were just a bit too far away.
Like, he could Wukong there, but he can't Wukong and Boundless. He's a low HP, low mana, making an aggressive play just does not work out.
GPK gets found in the corner of the map right now. Got him inside the arena. Saberlight goes for the late pin. A big kill. This Dragonite. Another hero that is dangerous when it comes to the scaling up. And Smoke Gank that works out for Shopify and also opens up a lot of damage onto this tier 2.
And more gold for Yopaj. That Ags is done. So he finds an Arcane Rune, another power rune for the Pango. Starting to feel invincible. This is the Pango game flow you want. Damn, is he strong right now. Gotta keep using his strength if you're Shopify. No way BetBoom can fight Pangolier on the map right now. Absolutely no way. They're trying to dodge him as much as possible, find openings on the other heroes.
Radiant
Means you can
are
play
scanning.
really aggressive behind the Pangolier. Take away enemy farm, get deep wards. Maybe try and find the supports.
This is the timing that Pango is stronger than he used to be. As you said, he doesn't scale quite as much because Swashbuckle only hits 3 times rather than 4, which means a lot of that, a lot of that diffusal blade damage or the later buildup of Swashbuckle with the level 20 talent and stuff doesn't do as much. But when you hit the Aghanim Scepter, it's actually doing more damage because it still stays that 2 attack. You're just getting more damage per strike than you used to. So this is a bigger peak for the Pango than ever before.
Just when you thought they weren't going to buff the hero again, caught you sleeping. We did. Get wrecked, Pango haters. Go play a real
Believe me,
hero.
I saw Quint's reaction to that patch. He was not a happy boy.
Dire are scanning.
Arcane Rune popped. Shopify want to get a kill somewhere. Not finding the opening in mid. Defensive high ground ward protects them a bit here. Miro's trying to sneak up the side lane right now with some Eidolon pushes. Saberlight will deal with that, but even better if he runs into Miro. Almost did. Blinked right past him.
Yeah, that was just unlucky.
It really was. Run into Arteezy, though. The 2-man smoke gank of GPK and Toronto Tokyo with the Crystal Clone. He gets off the Wukong's command. Can he survive long enough, though, to get the Jingu stacks? He does not. Toronto Tokyo, he gets the freezing field off. The poison will probably kill him, though. Theolacor is likely to die, too. The Weaver gets run through.
Hasted Weaver. That looks weird. Don't see that every day.
Oh, yeah.
It's like he's Sakuchi'd when he's not Sakuchi.
You haven't got the stone.
Well, Nightfall continuing his recovery. Almost top of the board here.
Yeah.
Working towards that BKB. It's just going to be BKBs for BetBoom across the board. Feel like if they go in the fight with triple debuff immunity, don't care about the egg, don't care about the Pangolier, and probably just focus down the supports and maybe the monkey and be happy in that sort of fight. Continue to scale here.
$5 to 14, a 2,000 net worth lead for Shopify Rebellion, but feels like a pretty even game. In fact, Dota Plus agrees with that, just giving Shopify Rebellion a little 5% buffer. Despite the kill discrepancy, BetBoom had managed to keep this very even game, scaling up on all their heroes. They now have the Manta on GPK's Dragon Knight. The BKB is done for Miro and soon to be a Blink Dagger, which again, not too many answers to that. Eventually, Yopaj will be able to get a Basher, which could stop it. We have the Disruption save out there, and then we've already seen the Wukong's command and the Supernova and how that can answer to the Black Hole. So it is not as free of a Blink BKB Black Hole as it was in Game 1.
They found Yopaj.
Big kill if they can get it. Disruption buys them some time, long enough for Kitrak to get here. And that Sunray is more than enough backup to ensure that the team fight following is very favorable for Shopify. Sitting on the high ground, though, seeing if Shopify Rebellion stumble into them, be a little bit too overzealous in their chase. They do not, though. Play it very disciplined.
Have to respect the Pangolier. And the Pangolier has to respect the Black Hole, but
Yes.
if he's rolling and he's just jumping, not much fights him right now. Now, 10, 20 minutes from now, that'll change. You get some more damage items, you get the BKBs up. Fight's not nearly as free for Yopaj. Which also pushes, I think, the Roshan priority up here for Shopify. I think you want to do it soon. You want to force that fight with the Supernova Arena, Wukong, Rolling Thunder. You have an insane Roche line up here. The sooner you start getting them done, the better.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Trying to do a little crystal clone farming. Illusion Rune gets rid of the Frostbite. And then pick up on Toronto Tokyo. And Arteezy, yeah, they're already kind of pinging. You know where he's farming at, but Arteezy's farming backwards right now, trying to complete his BKB before the next fight that he goes to. And I doubt he is going to be found anytime soon by BetBoom.
They do have their Blink BKB black hole up for Miro. He's just a little immobile on the map, so it's hard for him to find uses for it right now. They are going to look top.
Oh,
I mean,
Arteezy,
jumped here.
is he going to get greedy? He is going to get greedy and they get him with the avalanche black hole. Immediately TP's coming in, but it's too late. Arteezy's already dead. Can they catch anybody on the way out, though? The purge goes off on a Miro, who's already BKB TP'd away. And Yopaj will find saves. So again, it's the support that gets caught in the end of all this. Worthy trade for BetBoom.
The Olacore fighting these Eidolons, but not the easiest battle. Still big win for BetBoom.
Win for that, man.
I feel like he knew they were there, but
I thought so too.
A little too greedy and maybe not expecting the Enigma blink, considering his game was rough. But he's also recovered in this game, and I mean, you can see what BetBoom are trying to do in this game. Just slow it down, find the big pickoffs, go back to farming, push the waves out, continue to scale with their tri-core, put the Monkey King in a position where he has to out carry this Weaver plus Dragon Knight, and that's not an easy position for Arteezy to be in because they're just bad matchups for his hero. And where's the other scale going to come from in this Shopify lineup? I mean, the Pango can put in some work, but the Pango doesn't... His damage doesn't scale in a way that's just going to chunk these heroes down. That's the part I'm worried about. What does that fight look like when everybody pops BKB and you're just man-fighting each other? I feel like BetBoom will win that fight. The Black Hole +2 really hard scaling cores here. So you have to put them in a position where they have numbers disadvantage by finding pickoffs like that, or you have life advantage by getting Roshans. I mean, nobody has done Roshan in this game. It's not incredibly fast for Shopify, but it is there for the taking with Black Hole on cooldown.
Yeah. And if they're not careful, BetBoom could do it at some point in time. The Weaver...
Yes.
Weaver's very good at taking Roshan. Just needs a little bit of help here. Toss back onto the bars. Toss straight up in the air. Miro. Popping his BKB. No black hole threat. Shopify know that. It's on cooldown for a healthy minute.
I feel like when this black hole comes back up, there's the possibility BetBoom just forced the Roche. It's going to be the nighttime Roche. They just go in there with the bug. Have the BKB blink black hole sitting behind it. That's a tough fight. And if they get an Aegis on Nightfall, he's gonna feel really good about his position in the team fights, just being really aggressive, looking for the supports, manning up against the Supernova. Just going damage, man. Mjolnir into Daedalus. Kind of a crazy Weaver build.
I mean, for me, I think that's how you want to do it. Just as much single target pop when you hit the level 20 talent. It's just such a crazy amount of damage. That extra 90 damage on the Geminate. You get a crit on that. Ooh.
Usually we see the Gleipnir over the Mjolnir, so I think it's better in general, but I think he just wants the extra attack speed for the egg and maybe the charge for someone in the Wukong.
Yeah, also how valuable is the area control of Gleipnir against this lineup of Shopify? That, I mean, this is a zone lineup, right? They want to play under Supernova. They want to play under Arena. They don't care if they're not going anywhere, if those spells are going on, you know?
He also just didn't have a fast game. I feel like your game's slow. Yeah. Like, what does the Gleipnir do for you? So it looks a little weird, but makes some decent sense here. If he gets the Daedalus, then he's going to start hitting real damn hard. He's still missing his shard. It's a big component here. And he's working towards that level 20 talent. So the next two talents in the shard for Nightfall are his real damage power-up. He's done a really good job recovering this game. If he can get there, then that's where this pick can shine. Like, he can carry this game for sure. Become a real problem for Shopify's lack of hard lockdown. They will get the Aegis at long last. They get what they want in this game, which is second life for Arteezy. A little more time for him to farm up his Ags. Same build as last game. Opaj continuing to find his farm as well, going Octarine. I still think you want the Basher at some point. It's your real like team fight presence. This game goes on. When he chooses to commit to that is pretty important.
Just a slow crawl through this mid game right now. A Shopify Rebellion obviously are searching for kills around the map, and they're finding them, but it's mostly on the supports. They keep on killing Toronto, Tokyo. They keep on finding save in these pickoffs, but they need a core, and they finally get one in GPK if the damage comes quick. Wait.
Give me the tower.
He TP'd to tier 2. He didn't go back to Fountain. He just TP'd right next to them.
What are you doing, son? What? Is that a misclick? Was it intentional?
It had to be.
What, isn't that the Pangolier line? Was that intentional?
Saberlight is going to get Black Hole in the top lane. I mean, if you... disruption. So they're going to get Miro off of this one. It's not a clean getaway from Miro this time around. His BKB no longer lasts long enough for him to BKB Black Hole and then TP out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He literally could have just walked out of the Wukong. It would have been faster.
Are scanning.
What? What a weird blunder, honestly.
Arteezy is pretty far forward here. Yeah, he gets that kill, but is he going to be able to hop away? Okay, they're not going for him. They go for the Shadow Demon. Monkey King does pop out, and that's true. He does still have the Aegis.
Gets the Olacore killed, though, and he's the strongest support in the game. BetBoom probably still happy to trade Toronto Tokyo, who's kind of useless in this game, to be honest. He's just a mana bot.
Dire.
All about these cores now. Where the Black Hole lands, how strong this Weaver gets on the one-shot capability. He also got Quiver, by the way, and hit level 20. So the damage power spike for Nightfall starting to get there. Has this Geminate talent, has this quick punch. He's just looking for the Daedalus plus the Shard. He's going to be fully online. Basher for Yopaj on the horizon. Finished up that Octarine, level 20 himself, so he has more damage coming through. Amp damage rune in his bottle on top of everything. God damn, he is very strong right now, and Shopify Rebellion want to use it. Still have this Aegis as well for a minute here. Gonna prompt a smoke. Where the hell are they going with this smoke, though? I don't know if they know. Everybody's going a different direction.
Spread it out across the map. Got some lanes to push in. Yopaj, if he can farm one more wave, he'll have the Basher, and then that'll be he's a massive damage source, but then he'll also be a massive nuisance in these team fights. Spamming out shield crash every 2 seconds, and potential for bashes going in. Nice pin on Miro. He just BKB TP's out, but it's not good enough. Yopaj with the amp damage, swashbuckles come through and finish him off. Nightfall is being chased by Arteezy right now. He wants to keep the vision on Nightfall. Nightfall BKB TP's out.
I got the BKB out of him, but not his life, as they just will expire. Yopaj couldn't it
rolls
again?
Up. Another rolling thunder. Save, making a break for it. Blinks down, TP's away. Spear's gonna land though. Stop with the TP out. And Ogre Steel Totem to slow him down. God's Rebuke a little bit further. And they'll collect that head. 6,000 net worth lead now for Shopify Rebellion, as you could feel the noose is tightening on BetBoom a bit. But the Aegis has just expired, and Arteezy might get picked off here. Blink Dragon's Tail, the burst damage coming in from No Tail. Arteezy trying to get off the Wukong's command. He gets it off. Can they finish him off inside? The disruption goes on to the Weaver. Arteezy will the strike back in. Cannot live. The Sunray can't keep him alive. The Supernova does explode on these heroes, but the other cores are not close enough to take advantage of that stun. Now, they're going to be here soon. Toronto Tokyo is forfeiting his life. I'm not even sure exactly what his play was there. It almost felt like he knew he was feeding.
He's taking the trip to the fountain.
Yeah.
I mean, he has no real presence in this game. Maybe if the fights go long enough, but Weaver monkey man up. Nightfall finds him, gets the job done. Guaranteed time lapse there, so not much you can do versus him. Oh, this is not a kill you can give up.
Saberlight cannot save this. He hits the arena. He stops as much damage as he can, but it's not good enough. The burst damage of the Weaver.
He didn't crit.
He did not crit, yeah.
I feel like Saberlight's lucky to get out of there, man. This Weaver's online.
Yeah,
he saw the damage into Yopaj there. He disappeared. Not respecting that tiny toss back.
Nope.
This is an off-screen black hole.
Yeah.
OCD.
Is under attack.
So it's not like there's much of a window for them to take advantage of. They are going to go take Tormentor and set up for Roshan here pretty soon. But the black hole will be back up in time for the Roche fight.
It is worth mentioning these supports are trying to scale. Like, you're working towards the Ags on the Shadow Demon. Kitrak completed his Hex on this Phoenix. That's a big item. You can get the swoop in Hex on the Weaver, especially at any point in these fights. Absolutely huge. That is a big item to look for. Have to shut Nightfall down. Have to deal with this Weaver. He's at the point where he's a problem. This is what this pick's designed to do. BetBoom know it.
Through the gate they go, as it's going to be a dire side Roshan. And they've got some nice aggressive vision that's currently scouting out Miro. So wouldn't be surprised if they went for a little excursion here to pick that guy off before the Roshan. The supports are already leading the way. It's the cores who are trailing behind. Kitrak is ready to jump with the scythe. They're going to let... Oh, Saber... Oh, come on, guys. That was the freest pickoff of your life. What happened?
Again, just executional stuff. The small executional stuff has plagued Shopify this series. You can't miss these opportunities. They're what decide these games at this level. And now, BetBoom get to set up their formation, get to regroup.
They got a scan on him.
Fight.
They know they're up here. GPK. He jumps forward. Does manage to get... Oh, he's where's
What a
the supernova?
save.
Disruption goes
The black hole.
But the black hole controlling up all three
All
cores.
three.
Nightfall, they're desperately trying to deal with the supernova. They finally get it. Wukong's command goes off. Ortiz jumps into them off of his shard and immediately gets blown up by Nightfall. Yopaj now needs to roll his way out of here, but he can't make it far enough.
Can't
the Malphite
roll.
stuns him as he gets out. What a blunder from Shopify. It goes from missing the kill on Miro, taking the black hole out of the equation, to getting 3 heroes stuck in that very black hole they could have prevented.
It's just a nasty positioning right there. He does not get caught by any of the early damage, doesn't get caught by that arena, just goes into it, gets 2 cores, and then the third walks in, seals the fate for Shopify Rebellion in that fight as Nightfall just gets to pump the damage in. And a really heads-up initiation by GPK. He just blind jumps, but he BKBs instantly. You have to do that there, because if he doesn't, he gets hexed. That's a very different fight. That's that small executional stuff that adds up. We're going to see this fight again here. I mean, very clutch disruption to save this Phoenix. But the damage is kind of done here. Like, Nightfall just gets to kill this egg during the BKB despite the arena. And he almost gets bursted here, but Arteezy doesn't have enough life to survive, and that allows the time lapse to go off. That black hole did its job and more. And you're right, you go back to that entire sequence on that ward. They had a free pickoff on this Enigma, on vision. Miro was not really scouting it, and they missed it. And now you are looking down a very different game. Very different game indeed, where this is a scary late game tri-core to go up against at this point.
Ooh, not good. I mean, I'll be frank. Shopify had a position to be able to win this game. And with that, right, tying up this series, going into the final day, they could have put themselves in a position. All right, boys. We 2-0 G2IG, put all our prep into this one series. They 2-0 that, then they're in some, like, guaranteed, at worst, tiebreaker to get away from elimination. Losing this series, I think it's more than just a single game, right? I feel like that's going to be a massive blow to your mental game, to the momentum you could have had going into the final day. And you're just going to be trying to struggle uphill against this looming threat of elimination in groups. And the same team who thought that they were good enough, whether or not this is real or not, they were good enough that they didn't want to give any teams any information and wanted to scrim against unfair bots.
Still don't believe that, but sure.
I mean, maybe the one thing is you're gonna talk that talk, you better back it up. And frankly, the one thing that you shouldn't be missing right now is execution. Whether you're playing against unfair bots or not, your execution should be on point of your Shopify Rebellion, and it is what is costing them some of these games, and potentially this game 2 right now against BetBoom.
Biggest thing is you gave up that Aegis, which means you don't have it for the black hole counter, and you gave it to Nightfall, which by far the scariest hero in this game with an Aegis. Can play super aggressive. I still can't believe he doesn't have that shard. Just opting not for it, but he does have the level 25 talent, which gives him the extra Geminate hit anyway. Has Mindbreaker on top of that, so he's gonna silence you, triple hit you with crit Mjolnir proc potential out of that initial Sakuchi. He's got 2 lives to do it, and he's almost on a refresher for a second BKB.
Oh, blink backwards from Yopaj. They almost caught him out here. And those Mind Slayers are particularly scary. We saw the Phoenix almost die in that last team fight because of the Dragonites Mind Slayer. He almost died because he got silenced as he dove in. It was only Disruption that bailed him out, but the Pango is also susceptible to that.
And his item's still very strong.
Yeah.
I think it's in the upper half for sure of these tier 4s. Not every hero can use it well, but the ones that do, it's a big problem. See if BetBoom want to push. I don't think they want to just go high ground. They want to find the pick off. They will not find anybody bottom. They bait Toronto Tokyo. Very juicy Crystal Maiden. I'm just here with Gem alone, guys. But meanwhile, what the hell is Nightfall doing?
What? What happened? Why is he here? Did somebody glimpse him back into the base?
Huh.
Huh, indeed.
Yes, a very interesting play.
Well, all right then. I assume Saber
have nothing.
some sort of blink spear back.
No, he was deep in the base. So maybe he got speared, but why was he just sitting high ground in a position where he can get speared back in the first place, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why is he in the base when they're making these TPs bottom? I don't know. Very weird sequence. Very weird sequence. Like, the thing is, okay, maybe you're like, oh, I got speared back. We thought we were gonna catch the Mars, and then I wouldn't have that happen. But there is the Basher on the Pango. Like, there's chance Shopify just roll in on you and chain stun you down, and you can't guarantee BKB TP out. I think the risk reward on that was just astronomically bad, and he gets punished. Gives Shopify some breathing room. Double Satanic finish now between the Mars and the Monkey King. So a lot of extra survivability here if they can survive through that black hole burst. Got a chance to win that team fight.
Oh yeah, I think that's massive for Arteezy, maybe a bit so more than the Mars, because so many times he is Wukong's command and BetBoom have all in for the kill and won that. But if he has this huge source of sustain, if he gets a Satanic and Boundless Strike on multiple heroes, he's gonna shoot back up on the HP pool, and they won't find that kill nearly as easy.
They have to burst him down. No, it can't be like we black hole and then he barely survives. It's black hole, you commit the Weaver, and you all in him. And if he gets disruption save, he can almost guarantee Satanic strike out of that. with the BKB, so he's becoming a bigger threat. He's looking for his own level 25 here. The extra Wukong ring would be massive in this type of game. Decent slip up here for BetBoom. What can they do to recover? Still a lot of scale in the tank for them. I mean, that's the scary part.
Yeah.
You do have your Enigma refresher, though. Miro eventually got there. So double BKB Black Hole is now available. Maybe you have Satanic to live through one, but are you going to live through two? We'll see if Yopaj can get the timely bash. It might come down to that.
It really might. Saberlight, he's going to break the smoke here. Toronto Tokyo lays down the ward. Saberlight jumping forward. Arena goes out. A blink over the arena is GPK. Gets psyched up, purged up as well. Nightfall's not really finding his opening right now. He's going to go for Kitrak. Ghost Scepter immediately put down, holding off on the Supernova for now. While Saberlight's BKB has worn thin on the side, though. Yopaj trying to get away. One last hit is coming after him. And he's rolling. Can anybody catch him? Save is going to try. He's going to TP out, and he will make it. While Saberlight and the other things is too deep on the enemy side of the map to have the same chance to get away.
It's a TP, I guess. They get out with minimal damage done. There was a black hole expended there. They got the cheese out of the Dragon Knight. GPK is dead there 100% in that Wukong if he does not have that cheese. Honestly, not the worst team fight from Shopify for how bad it could have been. They effectively got one of the lives out of the DK there, one of the black holes. Downside is this black hole cooldown is just very low, and the refresher was not used, so Miro's going to have everything up here in 60 seconds.
Dire are scanning.
Not very long to do something. And a DD for GPK, who also hit his level 25. AC on top of that, he's a beast now. That AC is going to do a lot of work. He was struggling against the Wukong soldiers. That definitely helps.
Certainly. What's the next item for Arteezy? He's level 25. But...
Looking at Scotty... I guess you don't... I mean, you don't have too many options here. I think it's like Scotty, Abyssal Butterfly. Maybe Disperser. It's one of these. You could go Daedalus too. You feel like just the raw damage off the soldiers might just kill this Enigma. That is an option. Scotty's going to be the more conservative choice here. A lot more HP to play with. The slow versus these heroes in the massive Wukong ring is pretty substantial. You can't really underestimate it. So the fact he has that level 25 talent is damn nice here. He still has one slot left to fill. These are some scary late game cores. These 5-6 slots. A lot of super high damage potential. Everybody just gearing up for that ultra late.
Yeah, I mean, 20% attack speed reduction on the Weaver. If he's inside of that Wukong's command, gets hit by a Scotty. I feel like your better bet is just trying to blow up the Enigma as quick as possible, rather than trying to survive through the Weaver's damage. But
I think it's too hard for them to kill Enigma, honestly. He has no armor. If the Wukong is down and Miro goes into it, there's a decent shot he just dies, because he has to catch the monkey, or the monkey kills him. He has to catch the Pango. The Pango probably bashes him. Mars has, Satanic Deso. A God's Rebuke on top of this Enigma while he's in a Wukong might just die. There's a lot that Miro has to think about. It's not as straightforward as I see a monkey eye black hole him. Unless he's way out of position.
His sentry drop, sees the ward that it's spotting him, immediately blinks back, save. Knows there's no time to de-ward that. Drop another sentry to deal with that ward. The illusions will handle it.
The bigger question might be, how do you start this fight if you're BetBoom? You just send the Dragon Knight in?
Sends Saberlight in, who hits the two-man spear. The team is a little bit late to be able to combo off of this one. One Rolling Thunder coming in. Gotta be careful of the fountain, though. The Wukong's command going out.
Got out of it.
Gotten themselves out of this situation very nicely. That's a lot of abilities blown. Not a whole lot gain. Yopaj, they're trying to get away from Miro right now. Miro pushing forward with his BKB, throws out the black hole, only catching the Phoenix for now. The Spear's going to stop, and the Supernova goes off, and now they're not going to be able to get a Super One as the Supernova is completely defended. Once again, BetBoom have to back away, jumping after him. Arteezy goes for it.
Second black hole.
Nightfall goes for the
Go back.
Goes to try and finish him off. The disruption save is there, though. Miro's going to die. Arteezy comes back, half HP. Nightfall's able to finish him off. Double kill for him as he chases after the supports now. Bugs go out, going after Theo Lacour, while Mars is going to chase after these supports on the side of BetBoom's side. What about that Weaver, though? Weaver caught in, bashed up, speared as well, blown up by Saberlight. Too much damage from this God's Rebuke, and another Rolling Thunder to chase down more. Do they spot save? They do not. For now, the Trickster Cloak helps them get away.
Yopaj buyback coming in clutch there on the Dire Outpost, able to return to that fight and make the most of it. They were also able to get some really clutch disruptions and hexes out of two supports here on the side of Shopify Rebellion. One of those disruptions saves Arteezy in that second black hole, and the hex catching Nightfall near the end of that exchange. Big team play from Shopify Rebellion to pull ahead in that fight as the buybacks get traded out there. They will get Roshan for their investment. Actually, no buybacks expended from BetBoom. Not willing to commit them. They only had the Enigma one, I guess. I mean, Nightfall has his, but he's not going to get back there without the Dragon Knight.
Yeah.
So they'll use Yopaj buyback to get an Aegis, an Ags, and a Cheese. That's well worth it here.
Okay, do you give the Ags to Saberlight at all?
They'll take it.
Oh, yeah, he's going to take it. More damage to throw into the black hole, potentially.
I mean, who else were you going to give it to? It was only Shadow Demon or the Phoenix were your other options. Which, I mean, they are interesting, but I don't think Purge is doing anything in this game. It's actually an awful Shadow Demon demonic Purge game.
Yeah, I think the Supernova one is potential for another save out of black hole, right?
Yes, like that one's
Especially
interesting
if it's
to me.
in Wukong's command, because I think Wukong's command persists, right? If you pick up the Monkey King. In which case, what hero is trying to kill that egg inside of Wukong's command, you know?
It's the same with disruption. You disrupt this monkey in the Wukong. It's a lot of time you have to sit there.
Yeah.
Especially if you black hole him, he gets disrupted. There's a Wukong running. That's a nightmare scenario for BetBoom. Team fights are not so straightforward anymore. And the Ags will be completed by Theolacor on his own. So he did go for double purge, double cleanse. Not the highest value I've seen, but maybe nothing else to go for here. Yopaj with an Abyssal. Been a beast this game.
Illusion.
BetBoom faltering here in the ultra late. Go back to that high ground Aegis throw with Nightfall.
Yeah.
You lead into this fight and you just suddenly these black holes are not, they're just not the end all be all. This Enigma's game was countered a decent amount here, and yeah, you can throw these out, but you're not just insta killing people. You need the other heroes with you during those black holes, outputting the damage. And initiation has been the biggest problem for BetBoom here. Who do you throw in first? Save's having trouble finding a good target to toss, which means you just need to send GPK, and GPK going first. And Shopify are willing to commit spells on him, willing to throw an arena, spear him back, just man fight him, drop a Wukong on him, whatever. And then if it doesn't go well, you just reset. Their cooldowns are pretty low. Two and a half on this Aegis. It's already half gone.
Are they going to be able to hit the high ground without having an Aegis on Monkey King? I'm pretty doubtful of that. I don't think Shopify wants to take that risk.
And how do you end this game, though?
Well, same way that half the Dota games end right now, which is push past 60 minutes and keep killing the enemy until they run out of buybacks, and high ground is free rather than ever trying to force it.
I can get behind that. I found Toronto, Tokyo.
And BKB does not save you, and that is a gem as well.
Cannot Ghost Scepter that demonic purge. That's the value here. There's an E-Blade on Miro, by the way. He wants to E-Blade BKB himself so he can jump in the Wukong and not die. Pretty heads-up idea, honestly. Is susceptible to that demonic purge, though. But I don't know if Shopify are gonna... It's kind of hard to tell if that's what's happening in that moment, especially the first time you see it.
Yeah. And he's going to get an Ag soon, which some additional pull value and a lot more damage.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
All the lanes being pushed in, though. Shopify, with this last few minutes of Aegis, have kept all the lanes in, taken all the tier 2s, and now are they going to go high ground? Are they willing to take that risk? They have a buyback on almost every single hero except for Yopaj, who has the Aegis. I just don't see it without an extra life on Monkey. I just don't see them going high ground.
I think it also looks hard, but it's like, what else do you do here, man? Just keep farming for refreshers, I guess? Get a refresher Monkey or a refresher Mars, have double arena, double Wukong. And maybe you're strong enough to force that 5 on 10.
I mean, off of the Ag, Saberlight is continuing to scale. He's gonna get a refresher next. I mean, if he can get a refresher, they're gonna go for they know he's bottom lane, so they're gonna go for the fight onto the triangle, get the toss back onto the
Holy.
He got one shot, man. Anybody else? Can they catch anybody else? GPK chasing after some heroes, couldn't get the Dragon Tail. Arteezy used the Boundless Strike Shard to get the extra distance. Gets away. Now, he may still want to play on the high ground here with the statues building up.
See GBK.
Yeah, they know GPK is here. BKB goes off. He's going to be able to stand his ground
AoE
here.
Dragon
the Black
Tail
Hole is coming in soon. Miro
got 2.
Gets them both on the edge. Disruption goes out into the Monkey King, but he's going to come back into another black hole. A freezing field as well. He throws out the Boundless Strike.
No Wukong.
He's not going to die so easily. And they finish off both him and Yopaj. The big crit comes down from Nightfall. Deals the final blow. They have to catch here from Shopify. They have to get some heroes out of this. They bought back on Arteezy, but they don't have Yopaj, so it's not like they can go full hog here. They can't just barrel down after BetBoom. They can only take that 1 kill on the Crystal Maiden. That's all.
Defensive buybacks here for Shopify. They spend 3. I mean, what a clutch stun by GPK. But again, I feel like Shopify were the ones jumping him.
Yes.
There had to have been some stun potential on him there. I mean, he fogged him with the tree line. But that's just another backfire of an initiation. And I don't think I've seen a better AoE Dragon Tail. Like, that was insane value out of that talent. Compared, most people are taking this Dragon's Blood, but he got 2 core stunned forever, and it bought so much time that Miro's able to walk over there from super far away and get the connection on the black hole. Makes a world of difference.
Well, Shopify really need this Roshan now. But they're gonna have to try and do it without buybacks on their heroes. Super risky. They need a pick off here. Oh, if they can get Nightfall, it would be massive. They see him. Got him on the site. Chain it with the spear. And they have a big kill on their hands. Now they can get a buyback out of BetBoom or take a Roshan potentially if it spawns early.
Refresh from Arteezy here. Wants everything up as fast as possible. Give him the tip as well.
Using Dove's chat wheel lines, Arteezy immediately tips him for it.
Where's that Roche though?
Yeah, it needs to be an early Roshan for Shopify.
They have their refreshers now. It's going to be an Aeon disc for Saberlight instead of the refresher. He just wants to survive the jump because those disruptions are going on the Monkey, not him. Feels like he needs it.
So it is going to be one of the longest Roshans you can ask for. Over 2.5 minutes. So it is going to be a while.
mean, the good news is I guess your buybacks are closer to being up when that fight happens.
That is one way to look at it, yeah.
Got that going for you. Refresher on Kit Track now. Yeah, double hex, double egg. Double everything here. Shopify Rebellion. But not double the lives.
Scanning.
And BetBoom know this. They have huge buyback advantage right now if they can push it. They can just commit in for the kills and trade their lives for Shopify. They're going to be happy in that exchange.
Yeah.
Got 4.5 minutes to do it, and they are smoking aggressively. I mean, they're going to jump here because they know every kill is permanent.
This fight didn't go well for them last time. Similar situation. Jumps out, tries to catch save, doesn't quite get it. Now Dragon Tail tossed back, but he has an Eon Disc. Immediately dealt with the nullifier, though. The nullifier, oh, disruption goes out. Inside Black Hole, he's going to come back in, still controlled up, and he can't get anything off. That's going to be a dieback for him. 4 versus 5 commences with Yopaj catching the Enigma. Supernova right on top of him. This is an opportunity for Arteezy to get off the Wukong's command. They can't fight into this. Miro's life is forfeit. A 4 versus 4, but he has the buyback and a Dragon Tail. He jumps into the Wukong's command. They got the toss out of it. Great play from Save to get Arteezy out of his Wukong's command. The only thing that was stopping BetBoom from rolling over Shopify. They get several kills out of it. Who cares if Roshan isn't up? They could just go for the high ground now while there is no buyback on Arteezy or Saberlight.
Big plays from GPK and Save. Like that entire fight, that entire sequence was so well set up. They outplayed the initial stun. Saberlight misses. They get the toss back, seals his fate. They get the toss out of the Wukong at the end. I think that was a triple Dragon Tail from GPK there. Like, what the hell was that, man? And then it just finishes everything off because you don't have the buybacks here. 80 seconds, no monkey. Yopaj gotta make something happen.
Yeah, there was no creep wave. I thought maybe he was using the Rolling Thunder to see if he could attack the next incoming creep wave to get backdoor protection up, but because they need the backdoor protection, there is a throne assault that's going to happen.
Look at these Eidolons, dude.
Yeah, dude, the Eidolons, it's too much for them. Between the Eidolons and Nightfall's damage, Blink, Dragon Tail, Miro, following it up, no Black Hole though. They're playing close to the fountain. They gotta be careful of this one. They can just focus on the objective. There's nothing to stop them right now except for a glyph that's coming up in a second here. They can use that to buy a little bit more time, but there's nobody that is dying on the side of BetBoom. The glyph is gonna go down and the throne is going to die. BetBoom come back in game 2 and